exercises control over vessels flying the Nigerian flag, it is called flag state control. But when Nimasa exercises control over vessels flying foreign flags but visiting Nigerian waters, it is called port state control. You're welcome to another voyage on Nimasa this week. I am Moyoluwa Olutayo, your regular host on the program. It's a full package today with detailed information and good news. Stay tuned on the program as we journey together.
Vessel operating coastal voyage in Nigeria must mandatorily have on board the following: vessel logbook, vessel port of call, vessel particulars, which include registry certificates, safety equipment certificates such as safe manning certificates, builder's certificates, load line certificates, tonnage certificates, radio certificate, insurance certificates, classification certificates, passenger ship safety certificate, service certificate, cargo ship certificate, and waiver certificates or receipts. Vessel owners, captains, shipping agents, and members of the public are advised to note and comply.
It's still Nimasa this week, and to our new viewers, we say thank you for joining us. We start the program this week from the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, which celebrated another milestone this week with the inauguration of a newly upgraded terminal of the AP Mola in Onne Port. Onne, also known as Onne Eleme, is a town in Eleme River State, Nigeria. The town is a host to one of the two prominent ports in Nigeria. Stay tuned.
The port city of Onne recently witnessed a major celebration with the commissioning of the newly upgraded West African Container Terminal owned by AP Mola. This facility represents a significant foreign direct investment of $115 million into the maritime industry. The permanent secretary of the ministry, Olufemi Oloruntola, delivered the minister's goodwill message at the event.
The ministry commends Nimsa's work and all stakeholders involved in the trust and collaboration that brought about this milestone achievement. The federal government remains committed to ensuring an enabling environment for the continued growth and development of the maritime sector. This commitment aligns fully with the renewed hope agenda of the administration under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, which seeks to unlock the vast potential and benefits inherent in the maritime sector for national progress.
Here you are already ahead. Make sure that you take that #1 position going forward. Make Nigeria a hub for maritime logistics, because that is what is needed in the free African market comprising of over 1 billion people and a combined GDP of over $1 trillion. Mr. President has promised Nigeria $1 trillion economy in the next 4 years, and you are on the right path. So I just want to encourage you to double the investments in the next 4 years so that you can be ahead all the time.
Meanwhile, the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, has identified the need for deliberate government policies to invest in port infrastructure as a key factor in developing Nigeria's shipping industry. Speaking at the Aimbeti Blue Economy Project in Lagos, Oyetola, who was represented by the Director General of Nimasa, Dr. Dayo Mobiriola, also outlined other challenges the government is addressing to attract investment into the sector.
Today demonstrates our collective dedication to advancing Nigerians' blue economy and unlocking the full potential of our coastal and marine resources. It is essential that we recognize the critical role of the blue economy in shaping the future of Lagos, and indeed Nigeria as a whole, as the concept of the blue economy offers a new paradigm shift.
The Ayingbeti Blue Economy Project is a workshop organized by the Ocean Ambassadors Foundation to highlight the maritime potentials of Lagos State. Prince Tajuddin Oluyole and other dignitaries, including government officials and royal fathers, share their opinions on how the blue economy, particularly tourism, can become a key revenue source for Lagos State.
It's a great thing that Nigeria is now recognizing the essence of blue economy. I want to believe in the prosperity, sustainability of blue economy as a development economy. And now that the attention given there is very, very high.
The blue economy has been noted to contribute to climate change mitigation through the development of renewable energies on the ICs, the decarbonization of marine transport, and ecologicalization of ports. In our transport planning, we have prioritized the use of our waterways for the movement of our people and goods from the riverine areas to economic centers to engender inclusiveness. Lagos State has created a blue economy that caters to the needs of all.
When I was in the primary school, we would come to Shogotedo for holidays. And every house in Shogotedo, you will notice that you have equipment for fishing. And in front of each house, you have equipment, for frying Every household, every male in that house can go and fish. And when they fish, from this fishing, from the product they are going to sell, from this they are going to feed themselves. But today, in the whole of your Shogotedo, you cannot get a fisherman, not one person. And the sheep, the fish, they are gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the journey we embark on today is not just about economic growth. It is about redefining our relationship with our environment. It is about creating a legacy that future generations will be proud of. The renaissance of equity in the Lagos blue economy is a call to action for all of us to think creatively, act responsibly, and work collaboratively.
We're still on the program, Nimasa this week. A laboratory is crucial for efficient and effective research and analysis. It provides a foundation of knowledge and understanding, helping the analyst identify patterns, trends, and relationship in data collection. At Nimasa, we have a well-equipped laboratory ready to analyze samples in case of any eventualities. The agency's environment management officers were on the field for a sampling exercise, and we were a part of the sampling team. Don't go away.
One of the major functions of Nimasa that relates to marine environment management is to ensure that the Nairobi International Convention on the Removal of Wrecks 2007 and the Hong Kong International Convention for the Safe and Environmentally Sound Recycling of Ships 2009 are effectively implemented in Nigeria. The agency has a fully functional and well-equipped laboratory to ensure that Nigeria's implementation of these IMO conventions aligns with globally accepted standards. A team from Nimasa recently embarked on field sample collection activities at ship scrapping facilities and repair yards in Lagos.
Team MEM, Marine Pollution Laboratory, we are ready today to go out for our routine activities in collection of samples so that we can analyze to see how far the pollution is in our waters.
For the microbiology lab, we have earlier on prepared our petri dishes, we've prepared our nutrients, we've prepared the Manconi and the EMB. We are looking out for the E. coli, coliforms, and the enterococci. And we are going to match them based on international standard, which is the MPN, most popular number index.
For chemistry, what we are looking is the heavy metals and other physicochemical parameters.
We are at Iga Shipyard. Iga is a ship repair yard at Abulado around the Kirikiri water. We have our Horiba. This is Horiba multi-parameter. We want to take on-site parameters on-site prior to going to the lab. This one will give us an idea. We will still do analysis in the lab.
This is the Horiba multi-parameter, and we are going to take in situ parameters right now. And these in situ parameters, we are going to take the temperature, salinity, pH, DO, which is the dissolved oxygen, and TDS, total dissolved solid, of this particular jetty.
So we're taking the water samples to test for, when we take it back to the lab, is to analyze the heavy metal concentration in the water to determine the pollution level by the heavy metals.
This is chemistry. Chemistry has picked their own sample.
I'm about picking up sample for microbiology. Microbiology is all about sterility from the sample source. Here we have a pre-sterilized sample bottle. This has been pre-sterilized, meaning that it should be microbial free. So with this now, I'm going to go down as far as possible and collect my sample. And this will be analyzed microbiologically in the laboratory. Quite unlike chemistry, this is sterile. Sterility starts from here.
We have picked the samples for a jetty, close to the jetty.
So we're going to put 1 ml of nitric acid inside so that it can be preserved.
We are still at Iga Shipyard, 50 meters away from where we took our first sample. We'll have to take samples from 3 points of this yard for comparison purposes. For proper analysis, we are going to pick from 3 points from this Iga jetty. Then take another 50 meters away and another 50 meters so that we'll get the concentration of the pollution in Igajeti.
Whatever we see here now, any microorganism we see here is basically coming from here. Like we said, we want to just see the microbial load, count the enterococci, coliforms, whatever we might see, and analyze and see what we can see there.
The team visited the Master Marine Ship Repair Yard, TYB and Baoyan Ship Scrapping Yards.
Here we are at Master Marine Dockyard. It is a ship repair yard. We have taken the coordinates already. We take the pH, we take the temperature, we take the measure the dissolved oxygen, the salinity, the pH at this point in situ. Then we collect our samples as we have done before to the lab to confirm and to compare if these parameters. He is done already. Then we'll pick our samples. Coordinates for Raji 2. 50 meters away from the jetty.
Samples were collected from Raji and Aga ship scrapping yards during the field sample collection exercise.
There is really no specific time to collect your samples from the water. But for now, anything you do for analysis, you take the time and the coordinates. The coordinates of this point might change at any time. So we are taking the time now, today, 2nd of September 2024, at this time, at this point, what we have collected. Somebody else might come here tomorrow and get another result, but this is at this time. And that is why we have our cooler here. We've added our nitric acid to this sample to preserve the integrity of this sample. So it will still be the same with this ice block until we get to the lab for analysis.
Prior before now, we had already prepared our plates and kept ready in the fridge. But ultimately, these plates have been dried already. They are all there in the incubator. The refrigerator is just to keep your plates prepared, put them there for storage per se. But before you go to field, you must have to dry your plates. So when you come back, you just go straight and do your job.
This water sample, and it works as a standard that when we put it inside, it can determine the zinc concentration in our water sample that we are testing. So when that is done, the serial dilution is done, we put our water samples that we're using to test, we put them each here. Like for example, the water sample we got at IGA 1, station point 1, IGA 2. So we put it here. So for IGA 1, so we put on our machine and then we start the process with each cathode lamps. So if we're testing for nickel, for example, so we have the water sample here for IGA 1. So when this machine is on, it can able to detect the exact concentration of nickel in the water sample we got from IGA 1. And so we continue that analysis until we are done with all the water samples we got from each point. And then when we are done with that, we get the readings and then we compare it to what my superior explained, something about acceptable limits by the world global standards. So we compare it to see the concentration, if it's within limit or it's above, to determine the pollution level by the heavy metals.
Today I led our team to the Kirikiri waters to assess the level of marine pollution around us at the Kirikiri waters. This side of the water, we have the shipyards, we have the scrapyards. We went out there, collected our samples in the world standard manner, and came back to the lab. So we are now ready for analysis.
14th Port State Control Committee meeting of the Memorandum of Understanding on Port State Control for West and Central African Region also known as the Abuja MOU, took place this week in Brazzaville, the capital of the Republic of Congo. The Director General Nimasa, Dr. Dayo Muberiola, in his goodwill message at the event, noted that it is the collective responsibility of all stakeholders to ensure that ships operating in the West and Central African sub-region meet international safety, security, and environmental standards. The session was chaired by the Vice Chairman, Nigeria's Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, who was represented by the Director of Maritime Safety and Security, Mr. Babatunde Bombata. All is now set for Nigeria to host stakeholders to a workshop on deep seabed activities. The event, scheduled to take place in Abuja from September 17th to 18th, 2024, will feature several presentations. These include an overview of the deep seabed, prospects for the blue economy, by Dr. Dayo Muberiola, Director General of Nimasa, and an overview of the extended Nigerian continental shelf claim by Surveyor Adamu Adaji, Director General of the National Boundary Commission.
The International Seabed Authority is an autonomous organization under the auspices of the United Nations, established in line with the 1992 United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea and the 1994 agreement. Now is an organization that is saddled with the responsibility of managing the resources under the seabed, ensuring that they regulate the resources, the mining within the area. And that area is where all nations do not have jurisdictions up to. So anything beyond where nations have jurisdictions constitute what they call the area. So the International Seabed Authority is the organization started with the responsibility of managing that area.
Nimasa this week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Do you know that Nigeria is blessed with a natural maritime endowment base comprising a coastline of over 850 kilometers, an exclusive economic zone of over 200 nautical miles, and a vast inland waterway resource estimated at over 4,000 kilometers, capable of supporting a vibrant intra-regional trade? Now you know. Well, that's our package for this week. Until we meet again on the same platform, this same channel, remain vibrant. My name is Moyioluwa Olutayo, your regular host on the program, and I'm saying bye for now.